beauty of your face. If I can just press in your presence and never leave this place again. If I can just press, I'll press in your presence, leave all my cares behind me. I will be whole, and I will still believe. I will just I'll lay at his feet, for I will be whole. I'll still believe, for I will just praise. I'll praise at your feet, right here in your presence.
To you about the in the difference, or what's the difference between worth, value, and worthy? Okay, come on. Let me write that down. Wait a second. No. Well, all right. Okay, beginning of our women's class. I guess y'all taking real good notes
worth,
today.
Value, and worthy.
Worth, value, and worthy. I had a conversation with a young lady last night, and she was saying, I don't understand my worth. And I was like, okay, I get that. I get that a lot. I get a lot of people that say I don't know my worth. And so my answer to that is, you, even if you don't believe you are a diamond or you shine, you got the light, even if you don't believe that, you keep telling yourself that until you do, because the word of truth is not going to lie about who you are. So you stick to the truth. The truth is that God says you're the apple of his eye. So that is the truth. So when somebody else tells you what your value is, and they degrade your value lower your value to a place where it is not where God says it is, you have to tell yourself the truth, right? That is how you determine you keep your value. But your worthiness is something totally different. So I'm going to give you these quick definitions. The word value means relative worth or importance. Okay. The word worth means good or important enough to justify, and it gave the example, a place worth visiting. Having a value or equal in value as to money. This vase is worth $12. Okay, so that is based on what something is or what something does, right? That is what value and worth are. Okay, worthy means having adequate or great merit, character, or value of commendable excellence or merit, right? So when I read that, I was like, well, one is based on your character, the other is based on what you do. So before we were formed, before the foundations of the world, we already had his character. So when he died for us, he didn't die for us based on what you do. He died for us based on the character that he had instilled in us before the foundations of the world were framed.
Yeah, that's a good word.
He died because we were in his image. And his image is where our character lies. So when you take on the mind of Christ, you become characteristically like him. Therein lies why you were worthy. Other people may not see your worth or value because it is based on what you can give them and what they can get from you, or what you can get. So that when you meet somebody and they start talking to you and telling you, oh, well, I thought you were like this, it is based on what they saw they could have in you. But Christ already based, or the Lord had already based your worthiness based on the character of God that he saw, because he had already decided to send his son. And so when he looks at you, he doesn't see you and all your sinfulness. When he looks at you, he sees his son. He sees the blood that has washed you clean. He sees the character of his son. He sees everything he's spoken to existence. He sees his word coming forth. He sees all of those things in you. That is what makes you worthy of his death. It says that the word, they gave some words that are equivalent to worthy. It says deserving or fit for. See, when we start, the Bible says your righteousness is as filthy rags. But that is speaking to a person that only sees it their way. And I'm glad we are humble enough to say, Lord, I didn't deserve this, but you did it anyway. I'm glad we could say those things, but in essence, he died because you were worthy enough. And I need you to understand that so you're not twisted into believing that you have no worth or value in God. If you believe his word or what he says about you, and that is the worth and value you walk around in, no fool is going to be able to tell you what you're not. You won't be tricked into giving your favor before it's time. It saddens my heart that young women have no idea the favor they bring to a man. You give him your goodies, you giving all your stuff away, you doing all of these things before time, and you wonder why he won't marry you. Why does he have to?
Wow.
If you don't know that you were worthy enough to die from, you'll lay down with anything and everybody trying to fix. You gotta know that you know that you know that the character of God was worth me dying, Christ coming and dying for me. I look more and more like him every day. Even when I fall short, guess what? I still look more and more like him every day. That doesn't change, because if one fall had the ability to change how I look to Christ, we just wouldn't have a Savior. You have to understand. You have to understand that the one mistake you made in life does not make you unworthy to him. You were worthy before the foundations of the world were framed.
Yes, God.
He already knew he was going to send his son. He already knew that he was going to die for you. He already knew that his blood would wash you clean. He already knew that he would rise again, that he would go down and steal the keys or take the keys back. He already knew that he would ascend up. He already knew that you would be seated in heavenly places. He already knew that you would be an heir and a joint heir. He already knew these things. Now, can you know it? Can you know it, and can you believe it? This year we are going into greatness, but if all you see is faulty characteristics about yourself, all you see is what you're not, then I guarantee you will only have what you said.
Come on.
You will not have anything more or anything greater, because you cannot see beyond your faults.
That's good.
Wow.
Now, the song says he's looked beyond my faults and saw my needs. If he's doing that, why do you keep seeing your faulty ways? Why can't you see the need for yourself to walk upright in him? Why can't you see the need for righteousness to ooze from who you are? Can't you see that he has called your dry bones together? Can't you see that he is fastening you with sinews and flesh and skin? Can't you see that he said, I created you in my image so that you can go forth into the nations and compel people to learn of me? But if every day you're teeter-tottering about who you are in him, if every day you have no idea of who you are because your mama didn't tell you was great, I'm here to tell you, my mama might not have said I was great. I'm not going to lie and say I don't want to hear somebody say I'm proud of you on occasion. But that's not going to stop me from knowing who I am in God. I didn't come here to be validated by man. I came here to bear witness of his goodness. And in that, man ain't going to validate you. In that, I'm going to be persecuted. Not by the one who saved me, but the one that can't stand the one who saved me. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Because I want y'all to understand, don't worry about who doesn't agree next year or in the next coming season. Because if I'm focused on you, I can't be focused on him. I can't do both. I can't focus on him and you at the same time. A cockeyed person got a hard way to go. Make sure we don't have no cockeyed cockeyed individuals. But have you ever seen a cockeyed person not struggle? You trying to look straight, but one eye doing something else over here?
My God. Man, that's good.
No.
That's a good analogy. Come on, First Lady, that's good. Man.
They need glasses to regulate their ability to see.
Yeah. Come on.
The glasses that they use give the eyes the ability to come together and focus on one thing.
Yeah.
Where are your glasses? Change your vision. Change the way you see it. Change the way you speak about it. Change the way you act toward it. I am more than anything anybody could ever tell me. Because the word has already said who I am. And because God has already said it, there's nobody in hell or heaven or walking this earth that could tell me different. He's already said who I am. My job is to believe that I am worth all of that in him. So when so-and-so comes along and you don't get the amen you're thinking you are deserving of, it doesn't change the fact that the amen is already at the end of your voice. Y'all ain't hearing me. I'm going into something greater. And I've been telling everybody that could listen and hear me. Y'all sit there. Everybody that can hear me. I've been saying, look, 2 goals. That's all I want you to do. Is 2 goals.
Yes, God.
I don't want you to have a list of goals that are unattainable. Because every year you make a New Year's resolution. And by the end of the month, that resolution has been dissolved. You put a law over yourself that you end up breaking. So all I want you to do is get 2 goals. One goal was to lose weight. The other goal was to have my book completed and set in Amazon and sold and selling, and it's selling. I sold copies on Amazon. But all year long, I kept telling myself and anybody who would listen, I'm going to have this book done. I'm going to have this book done by the end of the year. I'm going to have this book done and I'm going to have it published. And there were people that God strategically placed in my life that said, hey, how your book coming? You almost done? Are you finished writing it? Oh, you good? You got it edited? Oh, yeah, girl. Well, where can I find it? It was the where can I find it that kept pushing me. Because it was written, it was completely edited in June. Completely done. I didn't get it set up and on Amazon until the end of November. But it was those people that kept saying, well, how can I buy it? Where is it? That kept me saying, look, you said this, and the Lord was sending them to remind me. Not to make me mad or not to make me feel bad that I hadn't done it, but it was slight reminders. Hey, you said
come on,
you were going to do this by the end of the year. Where is it? You said, and he said to write your vision.
That's the word.
Make it plain. So that he that reads it can run with it. My vision was written down and it was plain enough for my son to say, Mom, you done with your book? It's going to be on Amazon. Even a child could see its necessity. Not for the book to be published, but for me to finish what I started.
Come on, First Lady.
Exactly what I said I was going to do. So at the end of the day, I could be just like Christ or just like the Father and say, and I looked at it and it was good. Y'all ain't hearing me. You have the same ability to look at all that you have done and say it's good.
Thank you, Lord.
See, you want other people to be proud of accomplishments that you won't start and finish.
My God. Come on, First Lady.
So 2 things that you're going to start and finish. And it can take the whole year. I'm okay with that. I just want you to start and finish. the beginning of being great is starting.
Yeah.
The end of being great is finishing.
Yeah.
Wow.
Some of us start real well, but we won't finish.
Yeah. Help us, Lord.
Some of us pick up other stuff people have started and call it our own and finish that. But can you start your own thing and finish what you started?
Yes, God.
Wow.
This is the year of millionaire kingdom builder.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is the year for you to understand the fullness of what wealth really is.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
Because
God.
if you're rich and you have money, but you have broken peace, you are not wealthy.
Yeah. Yeah. Come on, First Lady. That's good.
If you are rich with money, but you have no joy, you still don't have it.
Yeah.
And if you have joy, but you can't pay your bills and you ducking and dodging, you still have no wealth.
Yeah.
I want to help somebody out. If you ducking and dodging them people, you don't have wealth. Just because you can walk around in this false happiness.
My
You
God.
have to obey the laws of the land.
Yeah.
And if your credit ain't straight, if your finances ain't right, see Dominique, if your credit ain't straight, sorry, plug Dom. Look, I had a dream about this guy, Dom. I had a dream about him, and in the dream, I was going to see, and this couldn't have been a far off because she was sitting up playing cards in her room, in her nursing room. I don't know. Rehab room. Thank you. In her rehab room, and she was sitting up playing cards, and she was talking to somebody, and Dom was walking out, and Dom had on like an Armani suit. He had on these tight little Gucci shoes or whatever. He was tight, like really clean, and he was walking out, and I said, "Hey Dom, where you going?" He was like, "I'm going to show these properties." He owned property that he was going to go show to somebody. But the thing, it wasn't that he owned property or that he was dressed nice. My thought was, he here by himself doing ministry. He had amassed enough wealth within himself that he was still able to do the ministry side of things. He was still able to do his business side. And he was still able to look the way he desired to look. But that takes you saying, I'm not going to quit in God. It takes you saying, I'm going to keep God at the forefront. And he and I had this conversation because I wanted him to understand no matter what you do and how you do it, this year keep God first. And then he told me his plan. He said, my plan was to build, and I'm going to just say this so everybody down, I'm sure you'll say it, but what he said was, my plan was to build in God first, build my family up, and build the church up. That was his plan. But he started that plan this year going into next year. It's going to be a breeze by the time the end of the year comes because he's constantly saying, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to do it. He has realized his worth in the kingdom of God. He understands that he is, not only is the kingdom itself of value to him, but he is of value to the kingdom.
That's good.
Understand that you have life and purpose. Understand you're not just here to be beat up on. He didn't call you just to be persecuted.
Right.
Paul was in a prison where he was supposed to be beaten and chained and whipped, and they was bringing him meals. He was able to have visitors. He had favor while he was yet in prison.
Right.
You can't tell me why you have to do some of the things that there can't be favor.
Man, that's good.
She said she never thought she'd work at Walmart. She won't work at no Walmart. Although Walmart is doing its thing, let me just say. But she said that, and as she was saying that, she's received another promotion.
Right.
They went to her and said, we like the way you work. She went to the job thinking, and she told me this yesterday, First Lady, I went thinking I was just going to pray for people. But the Lord told me that wasn't so because a lady came to her and said, I'm praying for you.
My God.
You are as
First
much
Lady.
a necessity as you are there to be fed. It's both ways. I need you to understand your importance. I need you to understand your worth. I need you to understand your value. And I also need you to understand he found you worthy. He found you worthy. And once you understand that, then you'll understand how it is people that have been an enmity or at enmity with you, or people that didn't like you, how they have to come to a dinner that was prepared for you in their presence.
Oh my God.
How they have to become your footstool. See, you want to curse people, and you want to put your mouth on people. You don't have to do that.
Yeah, that's the truth.
Vengeance belongs to the Lord.
Amen.
And his vengeance and his wrath and his thoughts about your enemies are not, and I really don't hope you have a lot of them, but if you're doing the right thing, you got some. I've never been more hated in my life.
Right.
I'm lovable. I didn't know. But apparently not. Once you start doing what you got to do in the Lord, people just don't like you. But I learned something so great from Bishop. When people would wrong him when we first started the church, I would be hot, like I'm about to go OFF. And look, if I get with Treva, it's a double OFF. You don't mess with her brother, okay? So we both in there decide who's gonna go off first. And Bishop is like, hey, don't worry about it. Let's pray for them. And we would literally be in there praying, and I'm praying like this. I got one eye open. Like, is he serious right now? But that he taught me something valuable, that God takes care of that. And his prayer wasn't like, Lord, you said you were going to get them, Father. You get my enemies. His prayer was, Lord, be merciful. Father, help them see you.
Yes, God.
Lord God, help. And if it is me, Father, change who I am. I was like, are you kidding me? You ain't even do nothing.
Right.
But I learned something valuable from him.
Yeah.
I learned something so valuable in that, you know, we don't have to seek retribution for ourselves.
Yeah.
We don't have to seek vengeance for ourselves. God is looking for us to stay humble. He's looking for us to grow in him. He's looking for us to know our value. He's looking for us to bless those that have cursed us and pray for those that have despitefully used us, whichever which way those two go. He's looking for us to do those things. He's looking for us to be like Christ when he said, forgive them, Father, for they know not what they do. They have no idea who they've come in contact with. They don't know your value or your worth. Some people can't tell a real diamond from a fake one.
That's the truth.
They rocking the fake ones like they real, and they done overpaid.
My God.
There ain't nothing wrong with a little cubic zirconia. But you understand what I'm saying? Sometimes we don't know. They don't know what's right in the midst of them. They aren't trained to see value. They aren't trained to see it, so they misuse it. I watched a video where this guy said, if I give you $1 million, why ask me for $1 million? All you're going to do is mess it up.
Yeah, that's what he said.
So I could be the most valuable person in the world, and when I come across the wrong person, they have no idea what to do with me. So they bring my value down to where they are.
My God.
Because that's what they know.
Yeah.
So I don't fly with pigeons.
Yeah. Come on.
Can I help you today? You've been flying with pigeons and you're an eagle. So instead of you being able to reach higher altitudes, you stay low to the ground, but wonder why your wings don't flap like they should.
My God.
You've been flying with pigeons too long.
Yeah.
Now that's no disrespect to pigeons. They're doing what they were born to do.
Right.
A pigeon will never be an eagle.
Right.
A grasshopper will never be a giant.
Right.
And the only way it appears to be a giant is to an ant.
My God. Come on, First Lady.
So if you stay in an arena of people that are always smaller than you, that's all you're going to have.
Come on.
I walk among giants. I walk amongst giants. I enjoy being around other giants because I can glean.
Right.
Y'all ain't hearing me. Because it's stopping me. I want to know as much as I can.
Yeah.
So a person with value and with worth that understands their worthiness wants to be around other people of substantial value.
Yeah.
Substantial worth. so that they understand that there's growth potential. Amen. I'm done.
Good. That's good. Good. Hallelujah. And that's the word.
Look, don't leave here today with the same mindset. Don't leave here today with the same thought process. Let's go get it.
Yeah.
Let's go get it. But let me help you understand. You're not going to get it just so you can tell your haters I got it.
Right.
If I see one more post about my haters, how can you give them any rhythm if you're looking at the one that gives you? You can't look at them and him. Your haters shouldn't even be your focus. They shouldn't even be on your mind. The mind of Christ never focused on the haters.
Never.
He focused on the task at hand. And when he took the time to look at the people that were hating, he said, Father, forgive them. For they have no clue what they're trying to mess up.
My God.
They ain't got a clue about what I'm about to go do on their behalf. Because he died for the haters too.
Right.
Change your focus.
Yes, God.
I can't be great and worry about the hate. Y'all heard that Jesse Jackson, baby? Heard that Jesse Jackson? Y'all, somebody need to put that on a t-shirt. I can't be great worrying about the hate.
Hey.
Listen, if you see. Come on, let's I want everybody to come down.